Have you struggled to play real games with your kids? I have. I have struggled with playing tabletop RPGs. I've struggled with playing board games and dice games. I've even struggled to play Magic the Gathering. Almost every single game that I have been trying to play with my sons has been difficult. And I have a list of 5 things that I have learned. I'm going to go through it quickly. And if you are trying to play real games with your kids, I think if you try these 5 things, your goal of getting a family game night going is going to be much easier. So let's jump right in, okay? The first thing you're going to want to do is pick a selection of games that you want to play, right? Like, you can obviously try and get your kids playing Monopoly and Candyland and Clue and some of the basic board games. But ultimately, if you're not interested, like if you're not that interested in playing the games, like if you don't want to be playing Magic the Gathering with your kids, and you're trying to set up a Magic the Gathering night, it's not going to happen because you're not really that into it. So find games that you're actually into. Obviously, within reason, you're not going to be able to get your kids playing Twilight Imperium when they're very young, but if Twilight Imperium is your jam, you set yourself up in that to be successful. So as your kids get older, you can move from Risk to Axis and Allies to Twilight Imperium or whatever, okay? So pick selections you want to play. Create a gaming area. Just like with your video games, with your entertainment, with your sleep, with your eating, everything else in your house that has a dedicated space to do a thing, that thing is going to be easier to do. And one of the reasons why we struggled to have like regular game nights or regular games at any given time was because we had to like set up the table and then put the stuff on the table and then get all the elements out to play the games. And because we knew that setup and takedown time was part of the process, it added a deterrent. Once we made like this gaming area that we have right here, I have a table that, your camera, this camera is on right now, and I have a table over here, and now we have 2 clear places in our house where we have dedicated gaming. So when I'm like, hey, let's play Magic the Gathering on Wednesday nights, boom, we put it on the table, people show up, and we start playing. Having a dedicated space will make your game nights so much easier, okay? Schedule. Oh my goodness, I just learned this. Right? Years ago, we started playing a Saturday night tabletop RPG every Saturday night at 8 o'clock. Boom, we were plugged in, we were ready to play. We switched it to Friday nights, and now it's basically every night Friday nights. And Friday night is our dedicated game night. People show up, we get friends and family together. I play with about 5 people, not including myself, so 6 players total. And they all show up and we play the game, and it's great, it's awesome, right? But I was frustrated for a long time because I really wanted to be playing Magic the Gathering with my son. I really wanted to be playing Marvel Crisis Protocol with my son. And I was like, how can I get this to happen? Schedule it. So we have our Wednesday night that is now dedicated to a Magic the Gathering Commander pod that we're playing regularly now. And we just started this last Wednesday. We're playing again this next Wednesday. I'm within, hopefully, knock on wood, okay? And Saturdays is going to be Marvel Crisis Protocol. If you want there to be a regular game night in your house that you want to be hosting for friends and for family, for your kids, for your spouse, schedule it. Pick a night of the week and go, look, 6 o'clock at this night, or whatever, 7 o'clock after dinner, we're going to start, we're going to play for 2 hours, we're going to play board games. Whatever you want to be playing, off that list of things you made, okay? Schedule it. Number 4, invite friends. Obviously, if you have a family of a few people, you can obviously play with your kids and your spouse, and that should be no problem. But if you really want to keep the thing going, if you want to keep yourself inspired to keep it going, and also keep your kids inspired, invite other people. Invite your kids' friends, invite your own friends, get an uncle or aunt to come over and join the game night. Because what'll happen is your kids and you will bond with those outsiders, and everyone in your family will start looking forward to that night where you have that awesome social event where you all get to play games together. It's so much better when you're bringing people from the outside and hosting a game night for your friends and family to be part of your game night. Okay, so invite friends. It'll also keep you more regular. And then number 5 is learn games ahead of time. Right? You don't want to be pulling the game out and like trying to learn the rules. And I know this seems like sort of obvious, but the better you know how to play the game and the more time you dedicate to like learning the game outside of game nights, the more smoothly your game nights will run. Because the moment you have to like crack open the rule book to figure out how some kind of mechanic works or something, and it slows down, that's the moment where people kind of disengage from the game and they're not leaving that night with the desire to come back again because it was like, well, we just sat around and looked at rules. So these 5 things, I'm hoping you will try them and you'll get yourself a regular game night going. If you're interested in more tips and suggestions like this, hit the subscribe button because I'm going to be putting out content like this all the time. Sometimes about specific games, sometimes about general stuff. We run a lot of games in this house and we're trying to learn new ones all the time and trying to figure out ways to get those games played regularly. I happen to like games that are a little more complex. Like that's kind of my jam. Like I love Magic the Gathering, one of my favorites. I love Marvel Crisis Protocol. I like Kill Team and Warhammer. So I like complex games, but I'm also super into these easy kind of like board games you can just pop up and play on a one-shot thing. So no matter what you're playing with your family and friends, try these steps and let me know if that works for you. And if it doesn't, let me know. All right. God bless you, and I hope you get a game started. Have a good week.